Interstate 59. It's a largely rural road and looks like this for a lot of its run through the deep south. We see I-59 goes largely diagonal. It has a long concurrency with I-20, almost certainly the longest concurrency of an even and odd numbered road in the country. You're watching Control City Freak. This is the YouTube channel where we talk about interstate highways and the places that they are signed to go to. Please give us a like if you like this video and consider subscribing if you like this kind of content. Okay, we're going to start by talking about Northbound I-59. I-59 begins at this 3 interstate junction here in Slidell, Louisiana, and it has some interesting control cities right here. We see Hammond, Hattiesburg, Bay St. Louis. Probably not 100,000 people combined in all 3 of those cities. Hattiesburg is the city that we go with. We get Hattiesburg 75. It's not too bad of a control city so far as this road goes. We're going to see some pretty bad ones on this road. I should give a disclaimer. I mean no ill will toward any of the fine people in any of these cities. I'm strictly talking about the state DOTs and their choices in picking cities that long-distance drivers would be aware of. We cross the Pearl River and we cross into Mississippi. We get this sign for Pearl River County, but we don't get a Welcome to Mississippi sign. I looked around for quite a while. I even searched Mississippi Welcome sign on Google Maps. And we continue down. We get McNeil 4, Hattiesburg 50. Now in Hattiesburg, we are now on 59 North Laurel. I'd never heard of Laurel before I started making these videos. I don't see how this could possibly be useful for out-of-town travelers. Nice looking road through this pine forest here, and we get Monroe Road 3, Laurel 24. So 24, Laurel isn't even that far away. Just sign the next place. In Laurel, we now get 59 North Meridian, which isn't surprising, but I don't feel like that's really a great choice either, because we're meeting I-20 there, yes, but nobody who's going to Jackson is going to be going up to Meridian and then back on 20. Should probably sign something further ahead. I'd say Birmingham. As usual, Meridian is not too far away from the previous control city. We see Meridian 49. Now we meet I-20 just outside of Meridian, so 59 and 20 are signed for Meridian, as well as Tuscaloosa. This blew my mind. Here we are driving on not one, but 2 interstate highways, one of them a major exo, 59 and 20, but the overhead sign is for 11 and 19? No mention of the actual interstates? What? And it wasn't just a one-off. On the shields here, we get 11, 80, and State Highway 19. So a state highway taking precedent over interstate highways. So weird. There are no pull-through signs on this road, so I'm showing you one from US 45, and it's going to be 5920 Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa, it's the second biggest city that I-59 goes through. It's pretty substantial, home of the University of Alabama. There's a 3-digit 59 spur there, but still, Birmingham is so much bigger and not too far away. I'd go with Birmingham here. Kewanee 3, Tuscaloosa 84. And we cross into Alabama with these Sweet Home Alabama signs. Again, it's Leonard Skinner's like, I don't know, 9th best song. And they're from Florida. They're not even from Alabama. Road continues to look the same. Lots of pine trees around, and we get York and Tuscaloosa. Once we are in Tuscaloosa, we do get signed for Birmingham. 20 and 59 signed for Birmingham. By far the largest city that 59 actually goes through. Bessemer 32, Birmingham 45. Here we meet the Loop 459. It's signed for Gadsden and Atlanta. Not a great omen of things to come. And we meet I-65, and 20 and 59 again are signed Atlanta, Gadsden. Here we pass by downtown Birmingham, as I said, by far the largest major city that we will pass. And now 59 and 20 finally splits, and yes, it is indeed 59 North Gadsden, as I had feared. Oh no. Once again, another place that I had never heard of until I was making these videos. And we see our mileage sign, everything stays the same. Once we meet 759, wow, wonder why they went with 759. You don't see that many sevens. And we get 59 North Chattanooga at this point, which is what it should have been since Birmingham. Chattanooga, 85. Welcome to Georgia. We will spend a very short time here. In Georgia, we see Trenton, 7, I-24, 14, and that's where 59 ends, and then Chattanooga, 24. Very well signed there, Georgia. Nice. And here is where I-59 ends. It ends at I-24, so not surprisingly, we get 24 for Nashville and Chattanooga. Okay, let's talk about Southbound I-59. When 24 and 75 meet in the southbound lanes heading toward Chattanooga, we get signed for 24 West 259, Chattanooga and Birmingham. And here in downtown Chattanooga, now we get 24 West Nashville, 259 Birmingham. Tennessee, signing 59 better than 59 ever signs itself. We dip into Georgia on 24, and we now have the exit for 59 South Birmingham. And in Georgia, we get the very sensible Gadsden, 61, Birmingham, 117. Home of the World Games 2022. Never heard of that. That's quite a flex. And of course, Alabama gets rid of the Birmingham signage, and we just get signed for Gadsden. Why do so many states have such a problem with signing their most famous and largest cities? Alabama, and I'm looking at you too, California, Missouri, New Mexico, whole lot of them. And after we meet 759 again, we are correctly now signed for 59 South Birmingham. Here's our first meeting with 459, and 59 is still signed south for Birmingham. We meet I-20, and we are now on 20 West 59 South Tuscaloosa. In this case, I am 100% okay with this. Tuscaloosa absolutely is the correct control city in this direction, because both highways go to Tuscaloosa, and there's not really anything too much beyond it for quite a while. Here we meet I-65 with its exit to Montgomery and Huntsville. I do feel like I-22 should be on this sign as well for North 65 since it meets I-22 shortly after that. Maybe there's a sign leading up to it, but I did not notice one. And here we go outside of Birmingham, Bucksville 4, Tuscaloosa 34. As you can see, Tuscaloosa is very close to Birmingham, only about 50 miles away. And we get 359 signed for Tuscaloosa. And we are now on 2059 Meridian. And you know what? I'm actually okay with that on this too. Going in this direction, it's fine because both roads go to Meridian, and that's where they're going to split. And it's not like they're jumping to, Dallas and New York City super soon after that. So Meridian makes sense here. Meridian, 86. And we get it again. Lauderdale County, Mississippi. But no welcome to Mississippi sign. Come on, Mississippi. And we get our sign for Meridian in 18 miles. And only a couple miles into the state, and after that, do we get this. Welcome to Mississippi. Well, better late than never. Just outside of Meridian, 59 and 20 finally split. 20 West Jackson, which is absolutely correct, and 59 South Laurel and New Orleans. Let's see if that New Orleans will hold or if they switch to Laurel. Well, if you've seen any of these videos before, I'm sure you are not surprised to see that New Orleans has gone away and we are just signing Laurel. Then Laurel, we get a 59 South through traffic kind of thing. I had to get off the road to find a sign showing this. We get now 59 South Hattiesburg. And we see Hattiesburg is only 17 miles away. We're not too far away from it. Now, within Hattiesburg, we get 59 South Mississippi Gulf Coast. What? 59 doesn't even go to the Gulf Coast of Mississippi. Why? So weird. A little further down the road, we do get a more sensible New Orleans Mobile, and Mobile because of US 98. US 98 splits off, so now we are strictly on 59 South New Orleans. Yay! We get mileage signs and everything for New Orleans, 98 miles away. Well, welcome to Louisiana. You don't say this often, but I bet the party's over. Meaning I'm sure we're going to be signed for Slidell now, because that's how Louisiana always does it. We get New Orleans on there. Slidell's there, which is where I-59 will end in 12 miles. But we actually get New Orleans with a city in front of it. Wow! And even on the interchanges, we get Hattiesburg and New Orleans. We don't get Slidell. Awesome, awesome. Here we meet I-10, back where we started. 10 West New Orleans, 10 East Bay St. Louis. We see for 10 East, you get off the interstate, and we are assigned now 10 West New Orleans. And here is the final end of I-59. No end sign, but to the left is mainline I-10, to the right is the merging lanes of I-59, and it all becomes I-10. All right, let's take a look at Todd's, the way it should be. I'm going to say northbound, it should be Birmingham and Chattanooga. That's it. Start with Birmingham, use Hattiesburg as a secondary control, use Tuscaloosa as a secondary control. Those are fine for that. But North Birmingham is the major city, and that's what you should have signed there in Slidell. South, Tennessee and Georgia are both correct in signing 59 south for Birmingham, but then Alabama gets out of it right away. It should be Birmingham all the way. Tuscaloosa should be a primary controller going south, as should Meridian, because that's where 59 and 20 splits. And then after that, it should be New Orleans with Hattiesburg as a major secondary control on every side. That is the way it should be. Thank you so much for watching Control City Freak. I really appreciate it. Give us a like, and if you dig this, why not subscribe? My name is Todd, and keep on trucking.